This woman is an actress. It's specifically designed for murder victims. Welcome the actors involved in the murder process. Because the acting is too realistic. Every time I can help the victim justice. Even the deceased appeared to express gratitude, and as a result, I have gained a large number of Underworld fans. To restore the authenticity of the case, every time I receive a case, Zeolian will arrive at the scene of the crime in advance, flipping through a file, guessing the victim's mood. This is a rape and murder case. The victim was stabbed several times. The head was brutally cut off. The performance was too realistic. The crowd was infuriated by the onlookers' attention. This performance was a complete success. Zeolian is in awe of the victims, come to worship the deceased. The sudden appearance of the deceased soul, Zeolian noticed a slight abnormality, but she didn't see anything. The next day, newspapers in the case, Zeolian has gained a lot of fans as a result, and someone who came to find his signature. After more and more cases played by Zeolian, he always insists on worshipping the deceased after every performance. The souls of the deceased will also appear. Thank you for receiving a report from the police on this day. Led by the reporter to the scene of the crime, they carefully pushed open the bathroom door, seeing a bomb explode. My body suddenly underwent a manual operation. The police were startled. Wait for them to turn on the lights. But the body disappeared, and the blood fingerprints on the bathtub have also attracted the attention of the police. I also found some human tissue in the bathtub. Based on fingerprints and DNA testing, it was determined that the victim was a celebrity named Fang Jie, and the biggest suspect is her husband Zeolian. I saw the relevant reports of the case. I am looking forward to seeing the victims of this incident. She quickly called the police, but she was told that someone had already played the role of Zeolian. Can only helplessly pray to heaven. I hope to have the opportunity to recreate the shadow of Sister Fang, probably the soul of Sister Fang. Also optimistic about Zeolian's acting skills. The policewoman who originally played Sister Fang, scared by ghosts. He had a heart attack, passing on the spot. This opportunity was still given to Zeolian. Zeolian immediately put herself into the arrangement. As she carefully pondered Sister Fang's dance movements, a woman's hand suddenly grasped her hand. Dancing with her, Zeolian just felt like she had suddenly entered a state. But when she opened her eyes, I found that the ghost of Sister Fang was standing behind me. This woman is lying in the bathtub. She doesn't want to take a bath. It's about experiencing the feelings of the deceased being killed. Suddenly, the expression on her face was hopeless. Cut after cut on her face. The process of Sister Fang's murder reappeared before his eyes. The ghost of Sister Fang appears. She told Zeolian, the husband is not the murderer. Zeolian quickly told the police about this news. The police don't really have any undead presence. Just saying the evidence was conclusive. I hung up on the phone. Can be followed by, she was attacked by ghosts. The day has come for the restoration of the case. Zeolian put on Sister Fang's favorite clothes during her lifetime, just as she was getting into the performance, but suddenly she was taken over by Sister Fang. Farewell affectionately to my husband. Beautiful. Journalists all think it's not right. How could the deceased be so close to the killer? Isn't the husband really the killer? To find out the truth, Zeolian found a local witch. Asked the witch to cast spells. Let Sister Fang get on her body. Draw the real killer. It's so visually appealing. It was quickly discovered that the real culprit was actually Fang Jai's personal doctor. Zeolian came to the doctor's house. Questioning Zeolian, the doctor did not hesitate to tell Xiaolian the truth. Doctor and Sister Fang have an extraordinary relationship, but Sister Fang married someone else. This makes doctors love and hate each other. Killed Sister Fang in a fit of anger, and forged the scene, framing the blame on Sister Fang's husband. Now Zeolian knows the truth. The doctor couldn't have let her go. She raised her knife, approaching Zeolian step by step. Fortunately, the police officers showed up in time, gave the doctor a fatal blow. The police officer stepped forward and helped Zeolian up. But at the moment when Zeolian turned around, a grimace appeared on her face. The police officer screamed out in fear. At this time, the director called for a halt. From the beginning to the present, they are all filming. Actually, Zeolian's character is a real superstar beauty. They're filming a movie called Scared Dead. Actually, starting from the movie, strange things happen constantly. Actually, Emei, who played Zeolian, suddenly turned her head and remained motionless. A piercing sound came from the earphones. The director was startled, but the others didn't notice any abnormalities. The chubby girl on the side saw the hint. At night, I brought incense to pay homage. But the undead doesn't appreciate it. Women bring incense to worship the dead. But the bathtub that was filmed by the dead. Yan Fang's actress told Emei. When filming that day, she taught Zeolian how to dance. Emei feels like she's really possessed. Dancing alone. Then the whole body twitched, spitting white foam at the mouth. Fainted. And Emei has no knowledge of these things. On the other side, the director is watching the filming footage. Suddenly, dancing figures appeared behind me. The director also received the box lunch. I haven't received any news of the director's murder here, but he just put down his phone. I just feel cold behind my back. Turn one's head. A ghost rushed towards him. He screamed loudly. Immediately after waking up from a nightmare, it turned out to be a dream. She wants to wash her face and wake up. But when he looks into the mirror, he was awakened once again. It's actually a dream in a dream. But everything is too real. Didn't decide to find out the truth. Originally, was back on the day when the production team turned on. Something strange has already happened. The mysterious person sent a headdress. The director didn't care. Casually placed in the warehouse. But MEI was somehow attracted. Entering the warehouse, reaching out to touch the headdress. Suddenly, a mysterious force appeared. When people discovered him, he is dancing gracefully in a headdress. I don't want to take off my headdress even if I'm dead or alive. After not knowing the truth, take the headdress away, prepare to destroy. But when I turned my head, I realized that the headdress was missing. At this moment, one hand appeared. Slowly put the headdress on his head. Wait for me to wake up. Discovering oneself being taken to the wall of an old house, covered with my own photos. Later on, the deceased was me's true love fan. My greatest wish is to become beautiful. He couldn't meet his standards through multiple surgeries. Later on, I met a black clinic. An accident occurred during the surgery. To die in despair, the clinic skillfully through her body, learned the truth from Zhongmei. Quickly reported to the police. The police retrieved the woman's body, but the matter did not settle here. This day, MEI Jai's new play is being put on makeup. But suddenly there was a strange noise in the dressing room. The dead true love Fen appears again. With teeth and claws outstretched, he pounced on MEI. This time she was completely attached to MEI. He never wanted to scare MEI, but completely becoming MEI. Mi's mouth slightly curled up.